Welcome, everybody. This is Birdie Beeswax reporting from your local realtor organization where we're doing our ethics complaint hearings for the month. We've got 5 cases on the docket today. The first one it's a complaint about violation of Article 1 coming from Dr. Newcomer against his buyer agent, Larry from Done Right Realtors. Dr. Newcomer is complaining that Larry put his own interests first when he determined to only show listings from his own firm. It seems that a better property was listed at the time when Dr. Newcomer was seeing property, but licensed Larry failed to show it to Dr. Newcomer. Ooh. Dr. Newcomer thinks it was a $1,000 bonus that was motivating him. Ooh, I can't wait to hear this one. Let's jump in and see if we can catch some of their testimony now. I believe this is Dr. Newcomer on the stand.
Yes, I am Dr. Newcomer. Yes. And my story is, I worked with Realtor Larry over there of Done Right Realtors about 4 months ago in the purchase of a new home. I am a doctor. I moved in from another area. I told him I had 2 weekends to look at properties and I needed to make a decision on our second weekend together. He told me that he had shown me every property that would meet my needs, which of course requires a pool. As I stated in my complaint, my wife has a medical condition, which is convenient that I am a doctor. Best case, obviously, is a pool that we could get inside because that will allow her to use it all year. Worst case, there is room to build a pool. He showed me a lot of properties that weekend, one of which had a pool. And I asked Realtor Larry, I said, is this the only available pool in the neighborhood? And he said that it was the only one he had on the list to show me. And I assumed that meant that that was the same answer to the question I had asked. It was not until later, when I was already in the house and working, that I found out from a colleague that in fact there were 2 houses listed in the Blackacre subdivision at the same time as the house I bought with the outdoor pool that he showed me, that had indoor pools, which would have met my wife's needs much better. And to the best of my knowledge, the only difference between those properties was that the one with the outdoor pool that I bought was listed with the same company, Done Right Realtors. And the 2 that I did not have an opportunity to see were both listed with other companies. So I can only assume, and I think rightly, you're here, of course, to tell us that he, Larry, Realtor Larry of Done Right Realtors, was motivated by his own self-interest and not by my needs. I'm hoping that you're going to see that as well. Thank you.
That was a lot of information. Let's hear the rebuttal from Realtor Larry of Done Right Realtors.
My name is Larry. I work at Done Right Realtors. I've been there for about my whole career. I'm an amazing realtor. I have always been there for my clients, and I happen to be a top producer in my firm. That's all I'm going to say about that, top producer. Do we have some trouble with some clients sometimes? Sure, there are conflicts in every industry. But when Dr. Newcomer came to me and he asked me to help him find a house that would help him move into the area and get settled in the Blackacre community, I said I would be happy to do so. He said his wife needed a pool. I said, I'm sure we can make that happen for you. And we did. We got him a house that had a pool. I don't really see what the problem here is. He asked for a house with a pool, and that is exactly what I got him. If he didn't like it, I don't think he would have bought it. So it must have met his needs. Was the $1,000 bonus important to me for selling inside my own company listings? Well, sure. I mean, who isn't motivated by additional income? I don't know anybody in this day and age who doesn't need additional income. You know what I'm saying? So, did what I thought was right, and what was best for Dr. Newcomer, and what was best for me, Larry at Dunright Realtors.
That was a lot of information. The hearing panel has gone back into executive session to make their decision, but I'm curious to know, what do you think? Do you think Realtor Larry of Dunright Realtors has violated Article 1? According to Article 1, do you think Realtor Larry should have told Dr. Newcomer about that $1,000 bonus? Bertie Beeswax here. Welcome back to your local realtor organization. We're about to bring in our second case. This time, the complainant is buyer Bert. He sent his attorney in to read his sworn affidavit. Buyer Bert's complaint states that Realtor Dean, a home builder of a brand new subdivision in the area, told buyer Bert when he was asked what was being built on the property adjacent to the subdivision, Realtor Dean said, "I don't know, but I think it's that fancy new shopping center." Turns out it was not a fancy new shopping center. After Bert had already closed on the home and moved into the property, Bert discovered it's not a shopping center. It's a bottling plant, and it's zoned for industrial. Buyer Bert says if he'd known he was moving in adjacent to a bottling plant, he would not have purchased the property. Let's hear what Realtor Dean has to say in his defense.
I'm Realtor Dean. Been building homes in Surrey for about 25 years now. Never had a complaint. Never had a complaint on the Better Business Bureau. Never had a complaint on the Real Estate Commission, but here we are today because I've been accused of ethics violation. Told I lied to somebody. I told them it was going to be a shopping center when it was going to be a bottling plant. No. It's not a lie. It's a mistake. I said at the beginning, I don't know. And then I said what I thought it could be, because it could have been that. I don't know. It's a pretty clear statement that I don't know. I don't know why they relied on it. Couldn't have bought it if they knew there was a bottling plant. Then why didn't they go look? You know what I mean? We got a waste of time here. Is what we got.
What do you think? Should Realtor Dean have known the answer? If asked a question that he didn't know the answer to, how should Realtor Dean have responded? Welcome back to your local realtor organization. Still Bertie Beeswax here, coming up on case number 3. In this case, the complaint was brought by ABC Realty, who says XYZ Realty's broker in charge, Xavier, is utilizing misleading URLs to draw ABC's clients away from ABC's website. Let's listen to see what Realtor Xavier has to say in his defense.
I am the BIC at XYZ Realty. That means broker in charge. The complaint against me today is that somehow I've misled people by using domain names. That's what they're telling me. So the thing that it happened, see, is I got a tech team that's genius, and they realized that there are lots of URLs out there that feed into domain searches. And when people search for things, sometimes they search for keywords, and that can be found in my domain name, and that helps it rise to the top. So they came up with some creative names for my domain, and we bought them from the internet, and now they all lead back to my website, and I don't see what the problem is with that. You all are telling me there's a problem with that. Did I use a domain called ABC Realtors? Well, I mean, yes, but I don't see what the problem is. When they land on my page, it's XYZ page. So anybody who gets there knows it's not ABC Realty, excuse me. I don't see what the problem is. It's sour grapes is what the problem is. They're just mad that their tech team isn't as smart as my tech team is. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Jealous. That's what it looks like to me.
What do you think? Do you think Realtor Xavier did something wrong? Is it possible it was just sour grapes? Which particular standard of practice did Realtor Xavier violate? Was it standard of practice 10, 11, or 12? This is Birdie Beeswax, and we're back for case number 4. Only our third article, though. This one also about Article 12, the true picture in advertising. This time, the complaint is coming from a broker from another area, and it's against our most prolific broker in our area, Realtor Zelda. That's right. According to Realtor Allen, Realtor Zelda isn't presenting a true picture in her advertising by leaving up old signs for properties she no longer has a listing for. According to the complaint, Realtor Allen checked on a property that hadn't been listed by Zelda's firm in over 6 months, but it was still on her website and the sign was still on the property. Realtor Allen has made a special trip here today to ensure that Realtor Zelda faces this ethics violation. Let's hear what Realtor Allen has to say in explanation of his complaint.
Yes, my name is Realtor Allen. I am not from your area. I am actually from another district, but I did make this complaint against Realtor Zelda. I was in the area recently. I actually come here every year. My family has a cabin here in this area, and every year I spend a week off the grid, just communing with nature. And I was doing that this year, coming back from a golf outing, and I saw a sign that said that Realtor Zelda was listing a piece of property that looked pretty good to me. So I went on back to my cabin and broke my rules and looked it up on my phone, and there it was on Zelda's website, and it said it was for sale. So I called Zelda. I got no answer. Then I emailed her, and I got no answer. And then after that, I took a stab and just called another real estate broker, and that's how I got Realtor Young over there. And that's when I found out that he actually has a listing and has for the last 6 months. So I feel like Zelda is basically lying to the world by claiming she's still got that listing. I know it took me off my path. I didn't have to get on the internet that day if it weren't for her having that listing, that old sign there. So I want Zelda to understand that you can't just do that. You just can't do that.
Let's hear what Realtor Zelda has to say in her defense. Okay, even though I trained half of you alls, my name is Realtor Zelda, and I have been in the business for 35 years. Some of that is longer than some of you here and in this room have been alive. How do I answer to having this old information? What are you, crazy? I can't even believe this is serious. I mean, if somebody picks up an old newspaper, do they expect that to still be an accurate listing 6 months later? I mean, it's ridiculous. And you can't blame me for the sign. I heard about that. I heard that in the testimony. You can't blame me for the sign because that is my assistant's fault. Okay? So you need to bring my assistant in here and you need to yell at them for not moving the sign like they were supposed to. Hold that against me. Change my website. As if I have time to do that. I mean, you all know how busy I am. I've got to buy and sell real estate constantly. I am working all the time. I don't have time to update some website. Do I look like I know anything about websites? I mean, seriously. Yeah. So, I guess throw the book at me if that's what you're gonna do. This is so good. I need popcorn. Why isn't Realtor Young here? I'm just saying, why isn't he the one making this complaint? After all, he's the one who's had the listing for the last 6 months. Just saying, who's afraid of Realtor Zelda? Right, this last complaint, I'm afraid we're not going to have time for. They're going to push off until next month, but let me give you the gist of it because it is juicy. It seems that Realtor Amy and Realtor Linda got into a dispute over commission. Realtor Linda decided to sue Realtor Amy in a court of law over who has the right to procuring cause compensation. Realtor Amy, upon hearing of the litigation, requested that they seek arbitration at the Realtor organization and as such filed for arbitration. It seems that Realtor Linda has refused to pull her litigation and move it into the arbitration room at the Realtor organization. When questioned earlier, Realtor Linda stated that she has every right by law to go and seek justice in a court. It was a statement from our local organization president as we passed in the hall that caught my attention. I believe what he said was, Linda doesn't have to be a member of our Realtor organization if she doesn't want to? What do you guys think? Does Realtor Linda have to pull her request for litigation when a request for arbitration is submitted? Does Realtor Linda have to follow the Realtor organization rules? So many things to think about in this, our final case study between Realtor Linda and Realtor Amy. Can I go home now? I'm starving.